Hello, everybody, and welcome to Late Night Football. Welcome to another quick reaction show. Well, I'm wearing a hat today because I'm having a bit of a bad hair day. But I tell you who's not having a bad day. That's Arsenal. They have beaten Aston Villa 1-0. The only Premier League game today because, of course, we've got FA Cup action as well coming up. But a fantastic win for Arsenal, fantastic result as well. And, of course, it now puts them in pole position for the fourth spot in the Premier League. It's a good win. They needed it. They lost to Liverpool in midweek, and a lot of people were like, "Well, is that going to open the door for other teams? How can they bounce back?" And they did win today. And to be honest, I really didn't expect them to lose today. And I mean that's dangerous, right? So you don't expect Arsenal that the form that they're in to lose to Aston Villa, but they could have. This was a bit of a banana skin tie away from home. But I mean, throughout the game, they never looked like they were going to lose. They were never, there's a bit of few nervy moments in the second half, maybe. But to be honest, they never really looked like they were going to lose, and that's key. That's really key, especially when you're a team that doesn't score a lot of goals. Arsenal still don't score a lot of goals, but they have such a rock solid defensive lineup now that they never look like they can concede a lot of goals either. So that bodes well for them. I think it's a good result for them. Because especially Spurs and West Ham are going to play each other tomorrow, so one of them is going to drop points in that fourth place race. So Wolves I think are now pretty much out of it because they've lost to. After they lost Leeds, I think that they're out of it now. I think it's fair to say. So really, it's down to whether Spurs and West Ham can one of them replace. I don't think Spurs really are in it as well. I mean, it's kind of hard to say. So I think only really West Ham at the moment are the team that could challenge them at the moment. So if West Ham lose tomorrow, I think that might seal up fourth spot for Arsenal at this moment. It might. I'm not saying that it definitely will because mathematically, you can't say anything until it's mathematically over. But I do feel that if West Ham lose tomorrow, then that might just settle it for Arsenal. They might be able to say, what, fourth spot is ours. But anyway, that's tomorrow. We'll keep an eye on that. But for now, I think for this game itself, some good talking points. I thought the defense looked very solid. I think Thomas Partey finally looks like the player that they bought. I think he's been fantastic. He's still a bit clumsy, but I think he's definitely very, very good. It's good that Xhaka is getting red cards. I think Odegaard has been a revelation for them. The way he pings the ball around, the way he links up play between the midfield two and the front three or whatever, however they play. It's pretty good. He's done very well. I wish Lacazette would score more goals. So I think every Arsenal fan would want Lacazette to score more goals. He just looks like someone who I think his first instinct now is to be a creator and not a goal scorer. And I wonder if that could be a problem going forward for Arsenal. Not necessarily this season, but maybe next season they might have think about something to do with that because they need to figure that out. Because if they want a creator, that's fine. In their number 9, but they want a goal scoring number 9. I don't think Lacazette can be a consistent goal scoring number 9. So that is something definitely for them to consider as well. The youngsters, though, I mean, Smith Rowe, Bukayo Saka, the two players, and then you can add Gabriel Martinelli. I know he didn't play today, but you could also add him as well. I mean, those guys have been a revelation, haven't they? Sorry about that, but I think they have been a revelation. Yeah, they have been a revelation this season. If I know what, when I first saw Saka, I think it was, a couple of years ago. I think when he was a 17-year-old, I saw him play first. I just thought that looks like a good player. He reminded me. I don't know who he reminded me of, but he just looks so dynamic. He looks so energetic. He looked like he belonged on that stage. Right from the first time that I saw him. I don't know whether that was his first game, probably not. But from the first time that I saw him, I thought he belonged. I mean, he's had a bit of time playing as a left back. He's had a bit of time playing as a left midfielder, but I think he's now found his home on that right-hand side. I think that's his best position. That's where he can really cause havoc. And I think he's just gone up 2-3 levels this season, where not only has he become a critical player for Arsenal, I think he has become someone who they can rely on, and not just someone who is there for not just someone who's there for an experiential learning. He's now actually contributing to them. He's actually become someone that is critical to the way that they play, critical to the way that they that for the wins that they're having as well, and also critical for everything that Arsenal do. So and also critical for the future as well. So I really enjoy watching Saka. I enjoy watching Saka a lot, and I think he's doing really, really well. I think in fact the fact that he had to come back from the World Cup, sorry, not World Cup. I keep saying World Cup, but the Euros horror that he had, the penalty miss, to come back, to show the strength of character, to come back from that. I think that really bodes well for him going forward. I think same for Martinelli. I know he's had a bit of injury issues, but this season I think he's been brilliant whenever he's played. He's looked very, very good. He kept Smith Rowe out of the team as well for a while. And then, of course, talking of Smith Rowe, again, another player who last season I thought he was one of the best players that Arsenal had last season. I think there was a bit of a period. I think when Arsenal kind of had a resurgence, they were really getting a lot of good results, and he was key to that. He was central to that. And this season again, he's gone up a level or two as well, where he's also looking very, very good, very, very involved, very, very critical again to the way that Arsenal play. So as long as they can keep that core, and the problem with Arsenal is always that, the young players, they come through, they do well, and then they move on for some reason. So as long as they can keep that core, I think Arsenal are in much better shape. Whether they get fourth or not, and they will get fourth this season, but even if by some miracle they don't, I think they're much better placed than Spurs, West Ham, or even Man United, if somebody wants to include them in that conversation. I think they're much better placed than those three teams to get fourth next season as well, right? And if they do keep that, if they do get fourth this season, I could see them being contenders, and not necessarily contenders, like not necessarily someone who's going to push City or Liverpool close, but somebody who, like Chelsea, can can get closer to them. So I do see that if they can get fourth this season. If not, but even then, like I said, I think they're very well placed to have a very good run for the next 2-3 years, as long as they can keep that core together. And speaking of that goes down to Arteta. I mean, I've done it. A lot of people have done it. We trolled Arteta at the start of the season. We all trolled Arteta last season as well, where it's he doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what's going on. But here he is, winning games. He's built a team. He's built his own team. It's taken him a while to do it, as not normally does. But he's built a good team, and he has really been able to get them to work together to get to be fighting for that Champions League spot. I think not being in Europe has helped a lot. Nobody should try to downplay that. I think that's a big thing. But even without that, even with saying that, I think he's had the time to work on his team. He really had the time to nurture the ideas that he wants, put that into the players' heads. He's really been able to do that, which I think is commendable. And let's not forget, he's got rid of a lot of players. I mean, a lot of people that players that people were going, well, why is he getting rid of this guy? Why is he getting rid of that guy? What are Arsenal going to do without that guy? He's gotten rid of them. He's gotten rid of Aubameyang. He brought in Ramsdale, put Leno on the bench. I know he started today, but he's been a bench player this season. He's got rid of some Guendouzi, another player who people thought would be something. He's gotten rid of him as well. So he's gotten rid of a lot of the troublemakers, and as far as Mustafi as well. Not as troublemakers, but also underperformers. He's got rid of Mustafi as well, and there's others, Kolasinac as well. So he's done a lot of cleaning up in that squad, and it's kudos to him to be able to have the strength to do that, because many managers would just be like, oh, well, keep them, right? I mean, like, oh, doesn't matter, right? They're making big money, I'll play them, keep them, whatever. But he's not done that. He's been strong enough to get rid of them. Arsenal, of course, have to be commended as well. The board and the people who are in the recruitment department should be commended as well, because what they've done is they've backed the manager. The manager said, I don't want these players, and I don't want them here. So he said, that's fine, we'll get rid of them. We'll get rid of them for you. Doesn't mind if you're taking a loss, we'll do it. And they did it. And I think that's commendable as well. But really, Arteta has done a fantastic job. Still feel that he needs a little bit more attacking from his attacking drive. He needs a little bit more tactical nuance in his attack, because I still feel that they're winning games. Not necessarily they're dominating games, so they're not scoring the amount of goals they should. So that's something, but that will come with time as he gets it better. Maybe he'll get an upgrade on a striker. Maybe next season he might be able to work more on that and get that through. But for now, I think just grinding out results, there's nothing wrong with that. There's never anything wrong with that. And the thing is, even though they're grinding out results, and they're not lucky results. I mean, not like talking where it's 2-1, where if a shot had gone a little bit to the left, there was a couple of big blocks or whatever, they're still controlling games. I think that's important. That's a good first step to be able to control games. Then you add in that attacking firepower and you can score more goals. So credit to Arteta though for all the work that he has done. Credit to Arsenal fans for I know he got a lot of stick from the Arsenal fans, but credit to many Arsenal fans who've been impressed by the turnaround, who actually come around, right? And then it's still given the props as well. And credit to the Arsenal team. And they had to take a lot of stick for those first 3 games, but now they're showing everyone their quality, and they've shown incredible strength of character to come back from some really bad defeats to now be in pole position for that 4th spot. Really, I mean, pretty much as a matter of 1 or 2 games more, really, if 1 or 2 more results go their way, then I think that should settle it. But for the moment, congratulations to Arsenal fans for the win. To talk about Aston Villa, not really a lot to talk about. Really poor. I was very disappointed actually. They really didn't create a lot until the end when Ings came, when they made those substitutions on the 65th minute. They did create a lot, a few chances, half chances, nothing really too, nothing. I mean, the final free kick, I think probably was the best opportunity that they had. Where Leno, I think was made a very good save. But for the most part, I think they were not so good. They were not so good. And that's a problem for Gerrard as well. I mean, Arsenal have a good team, but it's always a problem for him to try to see how they can get to that next level, how they can maybe add some little bit more quality, maybe bring in a couple of players, but also probably bring in some, a salad play that would trouble the big teams more. So, I mean, I know they want to be a European contender next season. I think that will be the goal. So for that to happen, I think they still need a few more ingredients before it comes together. But I mean, that's something for Gerard. Gerard plays a lot of good football, but he doesn't get the results that the football deserves. And at some point, then you start wondering, well, is it bad luck, or is it something that can be fixed in coaching or in tactics? So that's something for Villa to consider. I was impressed by Watkins, but I was also impressed by Ings. I think they do have two good strikers there. I wasn't so impressed by Coutinho, to be honest. But again, that's Philippe Coutinho for you. He'll put in a good performance, he'll put in a bad performance. He's a bit inconsistent, and it'll take him a bit of time as well to get used to playing for Aston Villa and the way that they play. So that will take some time. This is still a phenomenal player, but these are the sort of games that he needs to try to cut out as well. Like he should try less. I mean, he's got to probably try not to try that in a way that he's not going to be anonymous, right? He's got to find ways to not be anonymous in games like this, and be perhaps more proactive, and maybe a little bit more to add to his game there as well. But I mean, again, these things will come with time, and it's still a bit too early to say where his career is going, where Gerard's career as well is going. But again, take nothing away from Arsenal. This was Arsenal's game. They dominated, they controlled it, they won it, and now they are in a good position. So that's really all that there is to it. Smash a like if you enjoyed Arsenal's win. Smash a like for Arsenal. Smash a like if you think Arsenal are going to get the top 4 spot. Definitely. And let me know in the comment section, what do you think? What do you think of the game? Do you think Arsenal were deserved the win? Do you think Arsenal were good? How do you see the rest of the season panning out? Let me know. I always love to read people's comments, and always love to hear back from you. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And of course, we always love getting more support and more followers. So please do help us out with that. I'll see you again soon. We'll see. We might do a couple more reaction videos this weekend. There's not a lot of big games happening, and there's FA Cup games happening, and well, there is El Clasico tomorrow, so we'll probably do a reaction for that one. So there's definitely one more, but we'll see if there's any other game that's worth reacting to as well. But in the meantime, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye bye.